Hi Sylvie, it's Joanne Vandermeulen speaking, and I'm coming to you all the way from Courtenay, British Columbia, Canada. Here I am, and I'm not even going to pretend that I know what I'm doing here with this video, but I am going to give you some tips, some promotional tips, and talk to you a little bit more about how your book is your business. That's what I really want to focus on today, and maybe touch on a little bit about my author articulating program that I have on Blog Talk Radio and what I do for authors there. Anyway, just before we get started though, I have to say that I really enjoyed your last show. Mark Cocker was awesome. I did kind of chuckle with the hat, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to show you what kind of hat people in Courtenay, British Columbia wear, at least where I come from. And this is this has got Crown Isle on it, and I'm happy to say that I do live on a golf course, and it's beautiful. It's rated one of the top 10 in Canada. I look out my one window and I see mountains and glaciers, and then my dog Oscar and I, we head out the back door. We've got the best backyard ever. It's the Crown Isle Golf Course, and so we just have a lot of fun here and lots to see, lots to do. But we are starting the 9-month rainy season, and this is my first year here in BC on the island, on Vancouver Island. And apparently it drives people crazy because it rains and it's very dark and gloomy for like almost 9 months. So I did happen to do some garage sailing, and I picked up these boots that I think is going to be really handy. So Sylvie, you come here to Vancouver Island, and I'm going to fit you with a pair of boots like this so that you're sure not to sink in our golf course. Okay, on for the show. Book is our business, and yes, today's authors, we are in a fabulous position. Never before have we been in the driver's seat like we are today. We have control over our own, who we're going to hire for an editor. We can even self-publish, and that's what I'm going to talk about a little bit more. So any of the indie authors here, which are independent authors, are really going to listen to some good tips here for you. I feel sorry for the bookstores here. I don't know what it's like in Australia, but here you can walk into a bookstore and you can feel the sinking sensation of the distributors, that they know that the doors possibly will not be open in the next 5 years. And that's come down to the ebook and technology and how we can actually get our work, our written work, out to the public ourselves, without having those extra hands dip into our pockets like before. I often compare it to the farmers in where I come from is Saskatchewan, Canada, and a lot of the farmers, they say that once they get the crop off, it has to go through so many people before the actual bread is put on the shelves, that by the time that they see any profit, there's very, very little for them. And so it really takes a lot of control away from them. But anyway, what I'm saying is today's authors, we are getting more and more control over our publishing rights and where we want to distribute, so that we don't have to go through a distributor anymore. We don't even have to go through someone else to do our sites anymore. We can actually make our own blogs free. 2 platforms that I recommend. One is WordPress, and the other one is Blogger.com. I have both of them. The Blogger.com, I would say, is probably a little more user-friendly. There's advantages and disadvantages to both, but anyway, I do advise anyone there, out there, that if you don't have a site, get one started, and don't be afraid. It's actually quite easy to do. You just follow the instructions. Some tips about your site. First of all, you want to make sure that it's a personal site with the business included. And this is what I'm going to talk about a little bit more, about combining your business in also being interactive as a real person, because that's very important to combine. Something like your blogs. If you put out an article and it was facts, the reader may not read it because it's just not, doesn't have enough juice in it. So it's nice to have a combination of both the facts and so both the tone is both conversational and filled with facts, the content. And yes, it is very important. You have to have that content that's valuable so that when the reader does come to your site, they can take it away and that they want to come back. So anyway, start a site. Make sure that your book, your picture of your book cover is at the very top, and also put on there exactly what the reader must do in order to see inside the book, or even get details on how to purchase the book. So make sure that that link is posted at the very bottom where your book is, right underneath your book cover, and that it's very clearly indicated what the reader has to do next in order to see maybe an insert of the book, the little bit of a blurb, and how to purchase your book. You want to make sure that it's done in as little clicks as possible, and that the reader doesn't necessarily have to scroll down the screen. So at the very top on your sidebar, you want to have that stationary, your book cover with the functional link that's going to head back to your site where your book is sold. Now, if you know anything about codes, the HTML codes, you can actually go into Photo Bucket and copy your cover of your book, and then grab the HTML code out of it, take some of it away, and put the actual link of where your book is going to be sold in there, so that the reader just has to click on the cover and it takes them right there. It's just a little bit of a shortcut, makes it a little fancier, but it's not necessary. You don't really need it. You can, once again, just put that link at the very bottom of your book, indicate to the readers, click here. Very simple. On the other side of your blog, on the other sidebar, I like to have 3 columns. So on the other side of your blog, make sure you have a picture of yourself and a little bio, and again, third person is a little more formal, but it sounds better than I. So try to get into the third person, a little bio about yourself. Include some qualifications, credentials, what you've done, but also get some personality in there, like what you like to do a little bit, and why you have set up the blog. It's very important to have a purpose for that blog. And then your content, which goes in the middle of what I call a 3-column blog, should be valuable content, and try to stay within your area of expertise or your niche. So think of something that if you can talk about it for a long time without even getting any sort of a breather in there, something you're passionate about, something that is valuable that you know and hopefully can sort of relate to the book that you're hoping to sell, because those readers will come to the blog basically to read the content. It is your book that's off to the side that they'll actually click on it in time, but it's the content. And of course, when you post your content, you should get familiar with some of the ways in which to ping your content so that it actually gets boosted up higher in the search engines. And you can read about all of that information in my blog at www.joconquerobstacles.com. That's JOCONQUEROBSTACLES.com site. And there you'll find a lot of free marketing tips also. Talks about the search engines, how to bring yourself higher up into it. That's called search engine optimization. You might have seen the code SEO, that the abbreviation, that's what that means. Very important to put your keywords in there so that when someone is searching for you or your book and they put in something, say my suspense romance novel, Conquer All Obstacles, I'll make sure that there are a number of keywords that has suspense read or romantic book or something that when somebody puts it in there, my blog will actually come up for them so that they can click on it and hopefully go to my site, see something of value, also my book that's off to the side. So again, we are in the driver's seat as authors. We are become our own publisher in a way, our own distributor. With the ebook now, we can we can bring a book to life. And the thing is again, the distribution of a book before used to cost us, like, I don't know about you, but when I used to put my books in a bookstore, the bookstores would take anywhere between 35 and 45% of the profit. Like, that is huge. So say if I have a $15 book, it costs me $5 to get it printed, it costs me $2 to get it shipped, that's $7. But the distributors actually